Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yetunde aka YBA, and in today's video I'm going to be telling you how I weaned my 15-month-old baby. Yes, I weaned my baby. I'm so excited. And of course, I'm going to also be telling you about how I weaned my first and second child and what the differences were between the first, second, and of course this last one that I just weaned. So stay with me and don't go anywhere. Now, if this is your first time seeing my face, coming to my channel, stumbling on my video, hi, welcome to my channel. Why did I say that in a sing-song voice? Anyway, you get it. Welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. If you are an OG, a regular customer, my family member, thank you for coming back. Welcome. I'm so excited to have you back here. I mean, like, I know I have like people who are actually bugging me when I don't post by 4 p.m. on Friday, like, yesterday, how far? Where's our video? And it makes me feel so happy. The fact that like a few people actually set notifications for my videos, and when they don't see me here, they check in with me, makes it all worth it. So thank you so much for coming on this channel. Now let's talk about weaning. Weaning could mean different things for so many people. In today's video, in this context, I'll be talking about weaning from breastfeeding, weaning from boobs. You get? Weaning could be when you're stopping breastfeeding. It could also be when you're weaning your baby from milk to semi-solid or solid food. It could also be weaning your baby off of baby food in general, like even off of formula. So weaning could mean different things for different people. I've weaned my baby now. It's been like a week and 3 days, which was the last time I breastfed. So it's still quite new. As a matter of fact, I think it's still safe to say that the weaning process is still going on. It was shocking to me how everything went, considering how my previous weaning experiences went. And I thought that, you know, I know everything, you know, everything is gonna be good. And I think that affected me. So let me start with my first child. So when I had my first child, first time mom, I was very excited. I breastfed him for a year. It was like 2 weeks to his birthday. That was when I stopped breastfeeding him. And with my first baby, weaning was not exactly a good experience for me. Like, it was hard on me. It was hard on my child. I was not prepared. I was not ready. I believe my baby wasn't ready as well. So it was not a good experience. We had a family emergency that required my grandma to go home, back home from Lagos, like start. And this decision was taken within less than 24 hours. At the time, I had just gotten a help, and the help was new. I couldn't leave my baby alone with that help. I couldn't get time off work. His daddy couldn't get time off work either. There was just nothing else to do other than to ask grandma to go with the baby. So I just went with it. So it wasn't my decision. It wasn't like I was ready. Of course, my baby wasn't ready. And so they took my baby away. It was rough. Oh my God. Number one, the pain. My breasts went from whatever size they were at the time to like twice the size they were in 48 hours. By day 2, my breasts were this high. I felt like they were like up to my chin. I was in a lot of pain. I couldn't lie down. I couldn't sleep. I had a mother of a headache, had migraine. Everything was doing me. I didn't have the correct bra to wear. All my bras could not contain my boobs, and I had to go to work. So it was horrible for me. Now for my baby, it was worse. He was upset. He clung to one person and then wouldn't let any other person carry him for days. He was rejecting his food because he was eating semi-solids and other foods. He was rejecting his food. He didn't want formula. He was miserable. He was crying. Every time I called and he heard my voice, he bursted into fresh tears. So I was told not to call. I remember I was so worried. I asked my mom that, are you sure, like, is he gonna like me when he comes back? Because I felt like I'd done something bad to him. That was how rough my first baby was. Now with my second baby, that one, I think that's the most prepared I have ever been when it comes to weaning. Even with this third baby, I breastfed my second child for 18 months. So again, she was older. She was already eating a lot more variety of things. In fact, my second child, by the time we stopped breastfeeding, if I just looked at her one day, I'm like, no, we're stopping this breastfeeding this weekend, because she was like talking. If I'm sleeping, she could put her hand through my top. She knew how to access the boob. I'm like, no, this is a grown child. This is a grown up. I can't be breastfeeding a grown up. So with that one, my baby was older, so she was more matured. She was eating a lot of things. I had already introduced her to formula plus the breast milk. Again, I already stopped pumping. I had reduced the amount of breast milk that I was making sort of gradually, so that weaning was easy on me. Another thing that I did was we planned our sleeping arrangements, because with all our kids, myself and my husband, we do what they call co-sleeping. All the babies, they usually sleep with us until they're like 2 or 3. So I took her away from my room for the first time, so she was sleeping with my sister for about 2 weeks straight. She wasn't sleeping with me, and it went well. Honestly, I think it was just one night, the first night, and she was a bit furious. And like I said, because she was already used to taking formula, she didn't even have any express milk, and so it was just like easy peasy with my second child. Another thing was with my breasts, I was more prepared. I remember I'd gone to the store, I got 2 bras. Hi Choma, you remember this, 2 bigger bras that would contain what was going to happen to my breast from experience the first time. So with my second baby, by the time it was 2 weeks, my boobs were back to like a nice size. I also remember myself and my husband took a vacation. Yeah, like we took a weekend off. So it was really easy to wean my second baby. It was easy on me, easy on her. When I came back, she didn't even like start hustling. When she saw me after 3 days, she just hugged me. Now let's talk about the most recent baby, which is my 15-month-old. I just weaned like less than 2 weeks ago. Now with this baby, my life is considerably different from what my life looks like with my first 2 children. For instance, when I had my first 2 kids, I used to work in the bank. I had a 9-to-5 job. The way my life was set up was very, very different from what it is now. So I think that what happened with this third baby is that I sort of like didn't plan very well. Like I didn't go overboard with planning the way I went with my second child. So let me tell you how it happened. With this weaning, I started gradually. And by gradually, I mean that I stopped pumping for about 2-3 months now. I've not been pumping. Another thing I did was I introduced her to formula too before I stopped breastfeeding. She didn't like formula at all. I tried to give her formula from when she was 6 months and she would not take it. I tried everything. I snuck it into her pap, into her cereal. Once there is formula in her pap, she would not drink the pap, or she just take a little. So she didn't just want formula. So eventually, by the time she turned 1, I tried to introduce formula again, you know, and this time around she was taking it in her food. Once is not too much, so little quantity. In fact, just 1 scoop. I could put it in her cereal, I could put it in her pap, and she wouldn't notice the too much difference. She would take it. Once it's still milky, she won't take it. 2 weeks before that, I introduced her again to breast milk, to formula. Now, the way I introduced her was I started to replace some of our breastfeeding session with formula feeds, and I would disappear. So with this child, it was easy to get her off. The good thing about her is she's easy to distract. So even when she starts to hustle me, you know, for breast milk, once I play a cartoon on my phone, she'll forget about it. And this time around, another thing is it was just myself and her daddy, and she was still sleeping with us all through the weaning process, and it was fine. The only thing is during the night, anytime she wakes up to eat, it was her daddy that fed her most of the time. It wasn't me. In fact, see, the first 4 days, I couldn't even feed anybody. My breasts were giant. It was hard. I was in a lot of pain. I could not do. For my baby, it was good for her. For the mommy, no. I didn't get bigger bras, and that really, it showed up. I had pain in my back. I mean, you guys can see, I'm kind of busty. So imagine this twice the size of this. There was no way, it couldn't fit in my regular bras. And so for the first few days, I was in a lot of discomfort, a lot of pain. I'm going to make a video of how and what to do. Like, I'm going to break it down, all the tricks that I used that helped me. Breastfeeding is such a funny journey. I mean, I don't know about anyone else out there, but for me, I always miss breastfeeding my kids. Like, I think I miss it more than them. I enjoy breastfeeding my children. Just the mental, because like me now, I know how, I already have like a system, so it's, you have to disconnect from that system, you know, how you run things in your home, how even where you love to sit to nurse, all those things, and there are things you have to kind of just, you know, take apart if you want the process to be seamless. Another thing is, hormones. So for someone like me, I do not ovulate or get a period or any of that stuff while I'm breastfeeding. So when I breastfed my son for 1 year, I did not see nothing for 1 year. Same thing happened with my second child for 18 months. Nothing. I would not ovulate. I would not have a period. It's another reason why I breastfeed, because any woman out there, you guys can relate. Imagine not having to do your period all through pregnancy, 9 months. Add the number of months you breastfeed to it. That's like a potential 2 years or more, 2.5 years, no periods. I hate periods, so I was really happy not to have one. So the thing that happens, one of the things that happens to me once I wean is I immediately start to feel a dip in my breastfeeding hormones, and then your regular hormones starts to happen. If I come close to this camera now, I started to break out, which is code for ovulation is happening with me. I started to break out. I mean, my skin has been really good for a while now, but I'm already seeing that it's like we're going to go back to status quo. But you know, fingers crossed. So yeah, I experienced changes in my body as well. So yeah, that is my weaning experience. If you have questions, what else would you like to know about my experience? Drop it in the comment section. I would love to answer all your questions. Thank you for watching my video. This was supposed to be a very short video. I really didn't want it to be long. Again, this was supposed to be preppy and fun because, you know, I spent last month talking about really solemn stuff. So my hope is that you like this video. My hope is that you share it with someone who is planning to wean or who wants to wean, or just someone who is interested in content like this. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and of course, like I said, comment. I love comments. So see you next week. I'm going to make a video on tips on how to wean your baby gradually and gently. Like that's the next video I'm making, so watch out for that video next week at 4 p.m. on Friday. Bye.